Hello, hello, hello. I understand that if you're watching this video, something went wrong, and I am here to help you fix it. So, as the title suggests, you've spawned a ship that's flying backwards, and when you get in the cockpit, it goes the wrong way. Well, that's not as big of an issue as you might think. So, number one thing that you need to do is if you've spawned it in survival or in multiplayer, scrap the ship. Just scrap it down to the parts, put them in a box, and or put them back into your factory, and go into creative mode. All right. Now, once you've gone into creative mode, assuming you've paused this video to do this, um, next, you will want to spawn that in creative. And I have a little spawn pad here that I use, but you don't need one. You just need to find a flat area to put it down on. Anyways, next, you go and you create a new starter block. And you go to this starter block, go ahead and spawn it. If it's a CV, create a CV starter block. If it's an SV, place down an SV starter block. If it's an HV, place down an HV starter block. Okay, and believe me, you don't want to place down the wrong starter blocks for like an SV for an HV or whatever. Don't do that. Okay, now assuming that you've done that and you're following along with me here, you have your little ship here, and you're gonna open up your selection. You're gonna press N on the keyboard, and you're gonna hit the selection button. Then you're going to select one block on the ship. Not kidding here, one block. And then go to your keyboard, hit Control-Shift-A once, and then hit this copy button here. Now, the reason I want you to copy instead of cut is because you might have to do this process again if you make a mistake, and it'll just save you a little bit of time. Next, you'll want to put it on this this new block, raise it up so that it doesn't have collision with the starter block, and it's one or two blocks above. Then you're going to rotate it very, very quickly to directly above the starter block. And having it directly over doesn't really matter. We'll cover that later. Now, next, once you've moved it to where you want to move it, if you're OCD like me and insist on doing that, then you're just going to hit paste until it turns blue. I did it one too many times there, but that's fine. Next, you're gonna close out the selection tool, okay? And you're gonna go down and make sure this arrow is pointing in the direction that you want the ship to fly. Okay? Check that? Good. Next, you're gonna reopen the selection tool by pressing N on your keyboard. And you're going to hit Control-Shift-A again on that starter block and the starter stand in this case. Then you're going to hit this big X in a circle. You're going to delete that. Now, assuming that you did what I said and raised it off that starter block so that it didn't have collision with it, that will have selected just the starter block and the starter stand that you just created. And then you'll be left with the main BP. If you didn't do that, well, repeat the steps from earlier in the video. Now, next, wrong one. Next, you are going to hit Alt-O and override the original one. Now, I have it saved as A Jackal because, well, yeah. I'm not going to hit override. I'm going to hit save damage. I'm going to hit clear pivot point first. Almost hit the wrong button there. And then I'm going to hit override. Now, a couple of consequences of changing cores on the vessel is it ungroups absolutely everything. Now, if you had custom groups, well, you're going to have to recreate those. But if you didn't, and you don't care about custom groups, then you can just hit this button here and auto group. Now, this triggers me personally to no end because I like custom groups, like you will see on the actual Jackal. Go over to here, this, And I've got guns, turrets, ammo, gearboxes, and then the core, and then the shields, all on their own custom groups. As well as the thrusters, because I just don't like up, down, left, right, backwards, forward thrusters all in their own groups. I personally don't like that, so I do custom groups. So doing this may cause some problems. I'm trying to show that. It will cause those problems. And as another fun side effect, it will wipe out your LCDs. As you can see here, the workshop version has LCDs, and this one doesn't. So if you downloaded something from the workshop and it's faced the wrong way around, please, please go into the workshop items, go to the workshop item, go down to the comments, and politely let them know, because it's a problem, and it'll hurt the ship performance on the workshop overall. Look, everybody makes mistakes. It's not the end of the world. It's just pixels. But just be kind and let the person know that there is a mistake there in a polite way. Just say, hey, I spawned your ship and I noticed that it was flying backwards. It was built backwards. Can you please update this? Very, very simple. And hopefully a good video for you guys. I hope that you have a wonderful day. Remember to be polite to your fellow humans. We all make mistakes. And I hope that you have a wonderful day. See you guys next time. Bye.